Alright, we've got a quick and cool little project today. Front bumper on a Dodge. These are pretty popular trucks, and this is a pretty straightforward modification. It allows you to put any number of accessories on the front of your truck, winch, bike rack, etc., or even launch a boat forward if you've got a unique situation. Or back your trailer, put your trailer in a tight spot, any number of things. This is a pretty straightforward installation. Second one I've done. It requires a hole be drilled in the bottom of the frame, and the other mounting hole is existing already on the truck. So let's climb under and hop right into it. So if you look up and underneath this truck, this bottom bumper mounting bolt here is the first place where we're going to mount. We're going to zip this bolt out, and the plate's going to slide up on the outside of the frame rail, and they provide you with a spacer so that you can come out past this flange here. Once we have that mocked up into place, then we'll chalk out our bottom mounting hole here, get it marked, and then we'll drill it, and that will be the 4 mounting bolt holes for the entire front bumper. Okay, have a look at this. This driver's side bumper bolt is installed from the outside to the inside. We need it to be opposite, like this. Problem is, when it's up here, it interferes with the radiator and this bolt head. So the simple fix is to take this over to the bench grinder and nip it down a little bit. You want to make sure you're super careful up against your aluminum radiator here. But that right there is exactly what we were after. Okay, the kit includes these 2 spacers, and those go on just like so. Now what we're going to do on here is we're going to leave one of the bolts back a little bit. We'll slip this side on, and then we'll push this bolt through. One thing I should quickly mention on these that can be really helpful is they're a pretty tight fit. If you take a hammer and just give these vertical brackets a little rap with the hammer and open up that tolerance a little bit, then when you tighten up your bolts, your fasteners, it'll pull them back into place. You don't have to go much more than maybe a degree or 2 at the most. So it's not really affecting the structural integrity of the unit. We bend this back, and we'll mark out that hole, and we'll get that drilled. Well, we've got these lines here that do rest on the bumper. These need to be padded. Alright, we got our holes drilled, looking good, but we got some raw metal there. We'll hit it with a little bit of black paint. Okay, next we have this combination here. We have this flat bar with a square hole to accept that carriage, and that gets slipped up in the frame. And the Curt includes a fish wire, and if you've never used the fish wire technique, it's super handy, well worth learning the skill. They included a really nice fish wire with a spring in. My fish wires usually consist of a piece of leftover welding wire and some tape. So we'll go ahead and use that and finish up this install. Okay, so we've got our fish wire and our carriage, and this fish wire threads right onto the carriage. A couple turns will suffice. This gets pushed right up into that hole. And then we take our square washer here, and that gets pushed up into the hole. First we run that fish wire through the center, push that up in the hole, and then we're going to bring everything right back down through, and we unthread our fish wire here. Simple, effective, a very handy technique to have in your repertoire. you have it. Now this guy does not run a front air dam. If you do run a front air dam, then you have to cut the hole out here. And if I remember correctly, it goes to the bottom of the air dam, and so you basically just have to cut a horseshoe. You don't have to try to cut the whole square out, because the bottom of the air dam, I think, is about right here. I'm going off memory from the last one that I did. 3,500 pounds trailer weight, 350 tongue weight, 9,000 pound straight pull. Again, this is by Curt. Really nice kit, simple to install. Total time for us today was a little bit over half an hour, about 45 minutes, and it could have been quicker if I wasn't filming and if I had a car lift. Oh, and I almost forgot to show you guys how I protect those hoses that are rubbing on that bumper. I keep some of this flexible rubber around. Old radiator hose split in half, something like that, you know, works. Just put this in between the two rubbing metal surfaces,